Hey guys, this is going to Sky here with another Guardian Tales video. And today's video is going to be a long one and a multi-part series when it comes to this. But I want to talk about how to farm max limit broken weapons, so the epic ones, the epic exclusive weapons here in Guardian Tales. And it's actually something you can do. It's not just pure whale only status to be able to do this. And how we're going to be able to farm this is with farming magic metals to then get the epic hammers in the shop and then use those on your existing epic weapons, epic exclusive weapons. So this concept was shown to me in a YouTube video by Harmonia Gaming. So definitely check that. If you just want to watch the original video that I watched, definitely check that down in the description below. But I want to extend that and make it a series because I feel like there's a lot of other interconnecting parts of this game when it comes to this. So I want to explain that concept really quick and then go over all the other questions I have and want to explore as well, and hopefully kind of round out the rest of this concept. Other parts of this that I feel like are connected to this. So I think it's really important that we know that you can actually farm epic exclusive weapons. And then there's a whole bunch of other parts of the game that are tied to this. And the stuff that I have right here is, so how to farm the fully max limit broken weapons, but then collection bonuses, and then which weapons are we going to be keeping? And the reason why I say collection bonuses is because as we're going to be farming these, we're going to be hitting the collection bonuses along the way. So we're going to be doing a few birds with one stone here, but min-maxing it and finding the breakpoints and doing this correctly, I think there's going to be a lot of nuance to this and is worth covering. And then also when you should even care about this, because this is such an in-game concept. Also, is this still viable after finishing the collection? Because this is, you know, every single 30 magic metals is at least 230,000 gold. And then random evolution farming is another big part near the end, especially when you're starting to really round out your collection bonus and you're able to just randomly evolution farm all of them. So let's get into this. I think the first thing I want to discuss though is the concept of how to actually farm the magic metals, and we'll go from there. So the first thing, this all starts with farming the gold dungeon, and you're going to be farming the gold dungeon to get gold, obviously. And also you're going to be getting the 1-star and 2-star weapons as you farm the gold dungeon. And then let's actually go here, sweep this, see what you get here. See a 2-star, 1-star, stuff like that. And just to explain what this is, because this is important, this little ribbon means that I have all the collection bonus of that weapon. It's fully done. When you see that, and it's a really nice little quality of life change that they did so you can just at a glance know that you have that. You don't have to worry that, oh, okay, maybe I should keep that and actually invest, like in this case, 40,000 gold to make it 3-star to finish that collection bonus. So kind of cool that they did that. But that's going to be for random evolution farming later on. So now that we have the gold, right now we have 250,000 gold. 230,000 is the amount to take one, enhance it from 4-star to 5-star. So that's going to be a big number going forward. 110,000 is going to take it from 3 to 4-star. And then, but which weapons do we choose? And then ideally, because if we look at every single weapon when it comes to a collection bonus, they have, when you actually hit like the 4-star or the 5-star, you know, in some cases down here, 2 and 3-star, when you actually get them for the first time, you're going to be increasing your knowledge level here. So what the knowledge level does is as you get more and more collection bonuses, you're going to be, for that specific class of weapon, you're going to be giving extra stats for that, for all your heroes. So any hero that uses a sword, like a one-handed sword, is getting 7.9% attack. And then down here, I use more two-handers, so I focus on this more. I get 8.7. And the max is 10%. As you can see here, staff, 10%. But if I tried to add more to this, I'm still stuck at the 10%. So some weapons have enough available in the game to where you can actually get the 10% cap and then still have room to go. Whereas some of them don't even have that option. Like if I got all of the, you know, two-handers, there's no way I'm getting to 10% off only 3 weapons here. That's going to be a big benefit. So you're going to be wanting to focus on not only weapons that you have a lot of. So like, let's say you have Garum or something like that. You want to focus on bows. If you're really using like Arabelle, you're going to want to focus on guns, stuff like that. But then you're going to want to max weapons that collection bonus wise don't apply to here, because this is going to be something later on you're going to want to make sure you keep these weapons and level them up to 60, because collection bonuses have 2 things. Some weapons, once you have them to 4 or 5 star, they're done. And then and also only 5-star weapons can be extracted for magic metals. So that's why we're only focusing on 5-star weapons. Then we're only focusing on the weapons, ideally are going to be the ones that you have characters that are using that style of weapon. So you are actually increasing their stats as you go on. And they don't have one of these collection bonuses in here. So because then it defeats the purpose. You're not going to want to extract it until you get it to level 60. And then later on, you're going to see, you're probably not going to want to extract the level 60 version of this, because a level 60 hammer is far more worth than 30 magic metals. But that's where this rabbit hole goes down. And so you're going to want to find one that doesn't apply to this. And it's very easy to find that in game. So when you're taking one of your items here, because they did this really good quality of life change. Let me see if I'm blocking. Yeah. So they did this really good quality of life change here. So what happens is you can see this one's done, but obviously you're going to keep this. It's an exclusive weapon. The whole point of you're never even going to want to mess with that. It's going to be these ones down here, especially like let's say these weapons here. Notice how this collection, this one, all I needed it was level 1, but the collection bonus, it's done. And so once I get this to 5-star, I would extract it. This one, for example, I need to get to level 60. So even if I got this to 5, I get this collection bonus here, yes, and I could extract it. I could get the 30 magic metals. And if you don't care about this, you don't feel like you're going to want to go for this, you could just do it and get the 30 magic metals and move on. But I highly recommend against that until these are not the ones you want to mess with. You want to mess with other ones that don't have this. And all the examples I have are going to be ones that actually have a collection bonus here, still pending, because I've already crushed all the other ones that are 5-star that don't have that. So here at Flower Bow, if this was 5-star, see, this is clean. You would just level up your Flower Bow to 5-star by enhancing it. You would just go here. I'm not going to do it, but you would evolution it twice, and then it's now 5-star. You would have gotten the collection bonus from the 4-star and the 5-star, and then boom, you extract it for 30 magic metals. And this one you don't have to worry about anything else. It's done. And it's not a weapon in the future you're going to want, because you're never going to really invest in a natural 3-star weapon. The better weapons are the legendary and ideally exclusive weapons. So that's how this concept works. And then eventually, once you get 1,500 magic metals, and there's other ways to get magic metals, but this is the way to slow farm it through the gold dungeon. You buy one hammer, and then eventually you're going to get enough hammers to max limit break that weapon. And before his video came out, I had a ton of this stuff because I really wanted to look into this part of the game, but didn't have the time to. And I was able to do all this. Like, if you notice my collection, I've really been focusing on this, and I was able to max limit break Gabriel's weapon because of that video. So I think that's really awesome that it's a thing, and it's not just this big whale part of the game. So now we got the concept down. I think there's a lot of the actual mechanics of this that we need to discuss, and that's where the series of videos comes through. Okay, so I think the first and easiest question to answer on this is going to be, when should you even focus on this? And focusing on this is, in my opinion, at the absolute earliest you should focus on this is when you have gotten your arena team and your Coliseum team fully max limit broken. And the quickest way to do that would be to just max 3 characters fully. Then you could put the last one in the training room. Then you would have all those characters ready to go. Then if you want to, you could focus on doing this instead of farming like another character or something like that. If you're over kind of farming those characters, you can just go all in on making sure the heroes that you actually fully leveled are ready to go after you got this part of the game covered and arena covered. I think that would be the soonest you should do this, because before this, every single other resource in the game should be going straight into evolution dungeons until they're completely done. And then there's, other videos and stuff to talk about which heroes to actually, max limit break and stuff like that. But that's a topic for a different video. Okay. So now that we know where you're at in the game to where you can actually focus on this kind of stuff, then let's talk about what's next. Okay. So then I think the next thing to discuss is going to be which weapons we should be keeping here. So the ones that I'm keeping, and I'm going to always play this when I'm giving advice the safest possible, because the things I'm willing to do with my account, other people might not be willing to, because, I'm spending money on this game. I have a lot more resources at my disposal, whereas I'm trying to give advice for free to play slash low spenders, and these potential decisions could really impact someone, really set you back if they are wrong. That's why I err on this side of caution, even if maybe you might be able to get more magic metals. Maybe you can like max limit break something a little quicker if I wasn't being so cautious. Okay, so the ones that me personally, these are the ones I want to keep, and I'm gonna crush all unique 3-star weapon, not unique 3-star, but like I guess yeah, technically they're unique. So unique 2-handed, and I don't know about you guys, but it confuses me that a unique 3-star hero is like the pinnacle of a hero, but then a unique weapon is a trash weapon. You know what I mean? And so then you have epic weapons. So I don't know, it's confusing. And also, is it kind of concerning? Are we getting unique 3-star heroes and then eventually they're going to release legend heroes and then epic heroes? Like I don't know. 2 parts to this question. It's going to be which weapons to keep, and then also and then how you keep them. Are you going to be extracting them, or are you going to be crushing them in as a hammer? Like, are they going to just become like a pseudo hammer when you're finished with them? And let's break that down, because eventually I think rule of thumb when it comes to how I'm going to be crushing these in is I value the magic metals on low level pieces of equipment. Because it doesn't matter what star level the weapon is. All that matters is what level it is for how much value it has when you are enhancing another weapon. And we're going to be enhancing a ton of weapons here because we got to get a ton of them to 60. So keep that in mind, that, a 2-star level 30 weapon is going to give you the same amount of experience as a 5-star level 30 weapon. The only thing that matters is the level. And that's just an important thing to keep in mind when it comes to how valuable a weapon is as a hammer. So I only value magic metals over the weapon being a hammer when it's like, I would say a level 30, maybe even 25 is when, if a weapon I'm going to extract, let's say I'm going to extract this one. If this was level 20, I'd extract it. But 25 to 30, I think that's my breakpoint. I'm curious on what your guys' breakpoints will be for that in the comments below. But for me, I mean, like these hammers are difficult to get if you really want to be careful. And like slow farming a little bit longer, and so you're getting more magic metals. You could just wait longer and get more through the Amazon zone or through refreshes or through the mirror shop when the shop refreshes there. So I think getting as many hammers as possible deserves its own video. That will be a part of this whole topic here. But how I'm going to be evaluating the weapon before crushing it into 30 magic metal, I'm going to evaluate, I think 35 is like my breakpoint. Let's say level 35. So this one right here, I'm not going to crush this one until it's level 60. But if it's level 60, that is a very good hammer. A level 60 hammer, I would absolutely always keep the level 60 hammer versus the like extracting this. Like this one's done. I could totally extract this, but I'm keeping this as a hammer and I'm going to crush this into this, but this takes a ton of gold. So this is not something that I can do very quickly. So I refuse to extract this, even though this one's technically done, because you can also, I've talked about this in another video, but once this is done, it doesn't matter if you keep it or not. This is pending, but it's finished. I can crush this weapon. It's done. So then we need to talk about which weapons to keep, because how we crush them is important, but then which weapons we keep is also important too. And I think all the unique weapons here are all going. Anything that's red like this, the only ones I'm going to want to keep are going to be these legend weapons here. Every single exclusive weapon I'm keeping, whether it be, obviously green, but then also even the yellow ones too, just to be safe. We don't know what's going to happen. We don't know which characters are going to be released in the future. Maybe these weapons could actually be viable at worst in like a raid environment. Over time, I might change my stance on this, but at the moment, I'm keeping all of them. Anything that's yellow and above, I'm keeping. Okay, and then everything else, I'm going to crush in. So what's the smartest way to do this? What's the smartest order? I think the first order is definitely going to be just crushing the ones that don't have any collection bonuses associated with it all. So stuff like this right here, this desert hunter rifle is perfect. You get this to 5-star, you get the collection bonus on a weapon that based on the same class as the heroes that you mainly use. You get it, you crush it, boom. That's a clean way to do it. If the weapon that you happen to do this on is level 30 or higher, I'm saving it. If it's below 30, I'm gonna crush it and not think twice about it. Everything else, what I'm going to do is when I'm going to be focusing on when you're done with those weapons, because you're eventually going to run out of those weapons. It might take a long time to actually get the gold to be able to crush all those weapons that don't have any collection associated with it. But there's a surprising amount of weapons that are associated with another collection, and when you reach that point, then I would invest. Then the question becomes, which priority, which collections do you focus on? In the video that I originally talked about when it comes to this, I want to focus on the 0.5s right here. And a comment on that video made a very good point, in my opinion, when it comes to this. I wanted to get the most stats first because I was thinking how much of a resource this is. But I started to think about it. Even though I could technically get this weapon and crush it into here, I don't want to crush these. I don't want to crush these weapons. I want to save them just in case. So I think actually the best ones to focus on are going to be these other ones here, these unique ones, these 0.2s, because of that comment. And I think that comment, he made a really good point. So you want to focus on the 0.2s and the weapons you absolutely do not care about. Like Horror Basket, who cares about that? They get this Ghost Energy Buster. I'm sure they're okay weapons, but compared to other stuff, they're not even comparable. So I would focus on getting all these maxed out, and then instead of crushing them for magic metals, you're going to be crushing them in to the other weapons. So you finish Horror Basket, and you crush it into Ghost Energy Buster, and then you crush Ghost Energy Buster into Grip of Darkness Staff, and then you save the Grip of Darkness Staff, and then eventually you get enough resources to crush in and get level 60 Graviton Cannon, and then you finished out with the attack increase, this 0.2. And then you slowly go through that. And as and those are going to be the two options for how you're going to actually finish these. Because even though this started with farming for magic metals for epic weapons, there's still this whole other part of collection bonuses that is just as important, in my opinion, that eventually ends. And I think that's the bigger priority, because that's something that finally finishes, and it's always on your account regardless of what heroes you use. Whereas the max limit breaking your heroes weapons, maybe what if that weapon, or what if that hero eventually sucks, like Future Princess, super top tier, absolutely meta defining. What if she's out of the meta in 6 months? The collection bonus stayed the whole time, she did not. So that, just keep that in mind when it comes to this. And I think they're equally as important, and finding the mechanics on exactly how to do this long term is going to be really big for your account and potentially save a ton of progress. It's just, there's so much to discuss here that these videos are going to be really long. We're going to end the video here. We're going to discuss more about this kind of stuff later, and definitely more to come when it comes to this stuff. Also, I think I'm going to need to do infographics and all that. That will be on the Discord, but there's going to be a lot of work associated with this, so hopefully I can crank this out as soon as possible. But in the meantime, hopefully you guys have a good one. And with that, guys, I'm out. Peace.